Hey everyone, I'm going to be showing you how to use tumblrbooks.com. Tumblrbooks is a fun and interactive library for students and teachers. In order to view Tumblrbooks, you have to either purchase it or you can do a free 30-day trial. So in order to do the free 30-day trial, if you want to check out this site later on, you go to free preview, and then you can either do free preview or free trial. The free preview only gives you the first 3 pages of a storybook and only the first chapter of an ebook. And then the free trial just gives you a free 30-day trial where you can view everything. So you would just click free trial, fill it out, and then you get an email with a password, and then you just log in. This is the Tumblrbook homepage, and on the homepage it lists a whole bunch of different books that students or a teacher could read. So you can go through any of these. They're all really good books to go through. I went through a couple of them. A good thing about Tumblrbooks is that it can be accessed online from any computer in a school or a library, and it can also be accessed at home because a school or library puts the link. As long as the school or library puts a link on their website, the students, when they're at home, can click on that link and then they have full access to the whole library that's included in this site. Another good thing about this site is that students don't have to create a username or password, which since they won't need to give any information about themselves to the site, they are following the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which is nice that they don't have to include any of that. The site is also unlimited so students can be on the site all at once, and they can view the same book at the same time as well. Teachers and students have the ability to view several different types of books, like storybooks, read-alongs, ebooks, graphic novels, nonfiction, math stories, and language learning books. And they also have the ability to watch educational videos, listen to playlists, and do puzzles and games. So in storybooks, this is where if you need to do some grading or you're teaching about a certain topic, you can find it in this library. And there's also unit plans that you can click on, and it gives you a whole bunch of different books that you can watch, that you can read about that certain topic that you're teaching about. So if you click on this, it gives you a description of what the book is about, and then it gives you options to read online. You can add to favorites, which you'd access right there, add to playlists, which you'd access right there. You can have the students do quizzes or make a book report about the book as well. So if you click read online, it comes up like this before I go. It comes up like this. It's going to come up with the title of the book, which I'm going to skip. But when this starts, it's gonna, as the author reads the text, it's gonna highlight in red, as so, and it will read the book. So here you can just have the author in this read the story to the students as you do whatever you need to do, and you can also stop it and play it as much as you need it to play. And you can stop and ask questions, or you can just let it go. There's an auto or manual option. So the auto would be that it turns the pages for you. The manual is that you have to turn the pages yourself. For read-alongs, this is a whole bunch of books. You can choose any of the books that you need. This is the same things about what the book is about. You click read online, and then it gives a whole chapter where you can either have the students sit at a computer and they can read it themselves, or you can read it to you. And it gives you different options. You can do a text option, so if your student needs the text to be bigger, you have the ability to make it bigger for them, or they can make it bigger for themselves. And you can change the text spacing as well if needed. They give an option for color options. This is where you just change like the background color or the color of the text. This is a thing where you can make notes if you need to come back to something, or they need to come back to something for like a book report or a quiz. They can do so. Graphic novels. Ebooks is the same thing. It just comes up as it's like mainly chapter books as well. Graphic novels is like a comic book. It comes up like this. So it's a different way that students can read a book that you have them needing to read or something like that, and they can just go down and read it themselves, or you can read it to them as well. They also give nonfiction, which if you're teaching about something specific or you want the students to learn a specific thing, you would choose one of these books. There's 2 pages for this, and you'd have them read. So if you're having them learn about dolphins, they can come on here, pick a dolphin book, and read it. They have math stories as well, which I think is awesome, which they can go on here. It says the same thing. It says what it's about, and it includes different math activities that they can do. It shows you like this.
Learning to add is fun, especially when you use dominoes. It's easy.
Like this is a different way that you could teach math and do different things with that. And there's numerous books that you can choose from to teach anything that you need. Language learning, which I think is really awesome, they have on here too, is where they have books that are in a different language, and this would be great if you have a diverse classroom as well, to read the story in a different language like this. So it would really help them if you have like different language speaking students in your classroom. You can have them go to videos, and all of them are National Geographic, so they're all very educational. So if you're teaching about hamsters and Native Americans, you can click on one of these, you can play the video, and it comes up like this. And you can make it bigger if you need it. And it gives a whole bunch of facts. Playlists are where you can go if you're talking about schools. This gives a whole bunch of books that will be read to the students, and it's all about school. So all these are about the same topic. You can have them do puzzles and games, which are different. So you can have them do a addition game, come up like this. They would have to add the number and put in a crossword. And then the standard that I think best fits the site is research and information literacy, and I believe that because in our 21st century Skillbook, it talks about how in information literacy it allows us to access information efficiently and effectively, evaluate information critically and competently, and use information accurately and creatively. All those things listed under information literacy, students are able to do on this site, because when they take a quiz or do a book report, that's what pretty much they're doing. So if you would do a quiz on Chicken Big, you would hit either the comprehension quiz or just a quiz. The comprehension quiz lists the standards of the Common Core, and each one they have different things. This one's quick questions, and these are focusing on like the standards. So if we do a quiz, the students would have to put in their name. You can either have them take the full quiz or take our 5-question quiz that's randomized by the program. And if you want to have the students take the quiz in person, like on paper, you just hit print questions and then have them take the quiz. And then if you want them to do a book report, you just hit book report, you type in your name again, and then you can choose some grades K through 3 or grades 4 and above. I'll just do K through 3 since that's what we're mainly focusing on in our studies. So it's just basically everything that you would include in a book report. They can fill it out, and then you can have them printed out to hand it to turn it into you for you to grade. So when we go back, they also list lesson plans under some of the stories that you choose on, that you pick. So you just take lesson plan. It gives like 2 different lesson plans that you can do with your students. And it shows up like this. And it just like lists activities that you can do with your students in the classroom, which I think is nice. And overall with this site, like, I really like it. I think it's a great resource for teachers to use, and I honestly think that you all should check it out when you have the chance.